You're watching the SBS Market Update. I'm Maura Fogarty from CNBC. European markets are up despite the sharp losses in Asia. Stocks were buoyed after both Deutsche Bank and UBS said they will not need to raise extra cash. Now, Australian stocks closed down earlier for the fourth day in a row. Here's a wrap now from CNBC's Oriel Morrison.
Well, the falls continued on the Australian share market today. The S&P ASX 200 finishing 0.9% lower at 5,094. There were heavy losses for the miners after a recent run of strong gains. But these were offset by a turnaround in the top four banks. The best performer in that sector, the ANZ. To the corporate stories we're watching today, and shopping centre operator Westfield has been given the go-ahead to build London's biggest shopping mall. The $3.1 billion development is due to be completed in 2011 and will be located next to London's Olympic Park. Meanwhile, shares of Just Group finished sharply lower after the closed retailer issued a profit downgrade. Just says it's been hit by a slowdown in consumer demand and has slashed its 2008 earnings forecast by as much as 12.6%. But overall, the Australian consumer is proving to be resilient in the face of 12-year high interest rates. Retail sales rising 0.7% in May, beating expectations for a rise of 0.2%.
Some of the increase may be due to higher prices rather than increased volumes of spending, but even allowing for that, it does point to a slightly more resilient consumer than we've seen in previous months.
But it's still a bleak picture for the housing market, with building approvals for new homes slumping by 6.5%. For the year to May, approvals are up by just 0.2%. And that was how trade played out in Australia.
After the close of trade, Indonesia's Bumi Resources raised its offer for Australian-listed miner Herald Resources by 5 cents a share to $2.85. And in the currency markets today, the Aussie found support after retail sales in May beat expectations. Investors also waiting for the ECB rate decision coming out tomorrow. Around the region, the Nikkei extended its losing streak for a 10th straight day. The Hang Seng down 1.8%, dragged down by a profit warning by Cathay Pacific. And in the U.S., futures are up ahead of trade. That is your market update for CNBC. I'm Maura Fogarty.